Hey there, welcome back to Total Geek Live Baltimore Presents. I'm Baltimore, and today I am bringing you Doomwar. That's the 2010 event called Doomwar, and it's basically Black Panther and versus Doctor Doom. So it's a really cool, exciting event that I thought was going to be a little more impactful than it was, but it was still a good ride. So Jonathan Mayberry was the writer of this series, 6-issue miniseries, and then also kind of coincided with 6 issues of Black Panther. And at this point, Shuri, who is T'Challa's sister, is Black Panther. She's claimed the title, the mantle of Black Panther. And she is Princess Regent of Wakanda, and she's kind of exploring that whole being princess and being Black Panther, being a hero. So that kind of cool. And I really did like that series a lot. I thought it was a lot of fun and interesting ways to kind of revamp Black Panther. And Shuri is just, awesome. So basically, this takes place as Doctor Doom is trying to take over all the vibranium and use it for himself. So he's trying to steal the Wakandan resources, and he has kind of infiltrated Wakanda and allowed, kind of riled up a lot of the rival factions and the Dasturi, who are enemies of the T'Challa and Shuri in the royal palace, have kind of taken over Wakanda and kind of done a coup and gotten the government on their side and kind of kicked out T'Challa and Shuri. And at this point, Black Panther and Storm are married, so Storm is still there, and she is captured and kind of put in jail for her high crimes. So she's a big part of this series as well. So Shuri goes to the X-Men to try to get them to help, and Cyclops is like, we can't officially help you because we're on shaky grounds as well. But, I can't stop people from helping you. To which basically Nightcrawler, Colossus, and Wolverine are like, yeah, we're helping. So it's pretty cool about them getting involved in it. And we see Doom attacking them, and there's a series of locks that is preventing him to get to all the vibranium resources. And he's kind of able to muddle his way through probably about 4 or 5 of them out of the 6, and he still needs help. And Storm is captured, she's locked up, but locks aren't much of a thing for her, being a master lock thief. Pick lock. She can pick locks. And so she escapes, and when she rounds the corner, she runs into Dr. Doom, who is holding, Ramonda, who is the Queen Mother, and the royal court kind of hostage. And he says, unless you help me, unless you unlock this, I'm going to kill somebody. And before she reacts, he actually shoots Ramonda, but another one of the royals takes her bullet. So it's kind of like, oh my god, it's a great little moment. So she begrudgingly picks one of the doors and is able to help him out, unfortunately. So it's kind of a cool concept. We have a lot of things happening within these 6 issues. So there's definitely a lot of high energy, and the art's really good. Scott Eaton did the art for this. And so I really enjoyed that part of it as well. Like, it's visually pretty stunning. It's a lot of things to kind of worry about and think about. But I think he still handled it all very well and kind of made it grounded and kind of impactful. And, perhaps you can see some of these things playing out in maybe the Black Panther movie. Definitely within, the Marvel universe as well. Today, you can still kind of feel some of the effects of this. So we have Shuri and T'Challa trying to get back to Wakanda to save it. Nightcrawler and the X-Men helping them in Wakanda. It's kind of interesting because you have T'Challa and Shuri taking no prisoners. There is no room for people who are basically betrayed them. They're dead. They're killed. And that doesn't quite sit well with Nightcrawler, as it should not, with his religious kind of upbringing. And it's kind of interesting concept to think that, there is no place for dissenters in Wakanda. I think that's kind of an interesting thing that doesn't get a lot of play. They do reference it from time to time, but it is still kind of an interesting concept here, especially. So the X-Men are helping them there in Wakanda. Then T'Challa finally comes in and is there with Storm and Doctor Doom, and Doom finally gets the last key so he can go into the last place to get the Wakanda vibranium. And it's kind of an interesting thing because, you know, Doctor Doom is a long time Marvel villain, and he's very complex. He's got a lot of plans upon plans upon plans within plans, and a very healthy use of Doom bots. So whenever there's something you don't quite like that Doom has done, another writer will just say, oh, that was just a Doom bot. But here we're talking about the real Doctor Doom. And he goes into the ancestral plane, which you may have seen from the movie, and meets with Bast, the Panther God, who imbues his power on Black Panther and giving them their enhanced senses and agility and strength. And Doom is able to convince Bast that he is pure of his villainy, that he deserves that vibranium and everything like that, because Doom has seen the potential futures all going, you know, to crap. Days of Future Past, Bishop's Future, all those things that are kind of like, yeah, if we don't do something, it's gonna be bad. So his theory is, if I just rule with an iron fist, with real, you know, conviction, I can save the world. Now, where else would we have seen that happen? Maybe in another installment of Secret Wars. But back to Doomwar. Bast gives Doom what he wants. Doom has now all the vibranium and access to it. So he's enhancing his Doombots with vibranium so that they're more powerful, more destructive. What he did not count on was Black Panther going to Deadpool and asking him to help invade Latveria. So after the Wakanda part, we now move to Latveria, and it's kind of interesting to see Black Panther and, you know, kind of as a head of state invading another state. So the consequences of that are pretty huge if it got wind of. And so there's a really, really interesting battle between them. And of course, you know, we're able to kind of see Doom and T'Challa as equals, you know, as fair combatants, both strong, very smart, very powerful on their own terms, and then coming together in a real big battle that's kind of explosive. And Shuri is there as well, doing everything that she can to, you know, stop Latverians from, you know, harming the Wakanda vibranium. And at the end, T'Challa decides what he has to do is he has to render every single piece of vibranium inert. And he does so. And that just means everything is worthless. There's no power. You know, what vibranium was for Doom, it was going to enhance his mystical abilities and kind of give him more power. So while he was fighting with him, he was much stronger and much more omnipotent. And then Black Panther tears him down by making all the vibranium inert all around the world, everywhere. And that's something that's kind of like gone by the wayside. Either he's just like flipped it back on, so it's okay, but we still have a lot of vibranium in Wakanda now. So the after effects of this are kind of like, did it really make a difference? Is a question. Good question. And then you have Storm destroying all of the Doombots with her electricity, her lightning storm, which was really, really awesome to see that. That was a pretty cool moment. And of course she gets her due, so that was cool. But this is a pretty interesting series. I liked it. I read it when it came out. I thought it was pretty cool. I liked what they were doing with it. I like when they use Black Panther and make him a real, compelling, strong, interesting character and beef him up, you know, and make him a main Marvel Universe character, as he should be, because he's a real badass character. So definitely check out Doomwar. Check out the Black Panther series by Jonathan Mayberry with Shuri in it. It was awesome. And let me know what you think about Doomwar. Did it have a lot of that conflict that you were wanting? Did it get resolved too easily? Let me know in the comments. Like, subscribe, and share. And as always, it's all geek to us.